Meanwhile, Egypt's former Armed Forces Chief of Staff, General Sami Anan, has also announced his presidential bid. He appealed to state institutions to maintain neutrality towards all candidates. Sami Anan served as Egypt's Army Chief of Staff and the second-in-command at the country's Supreme Council of Armed Forces from 2005 until 2012, when he was forced to retire from his post by former President Mohamed Morsi. Sami Anan says his mission will be to save Egypt from what he describes as incorrect policies.
On the forefront of the challenges is a threat of terrorism, the regression in the people's living conditions, which are getting worse day after day, as well as the inability of the Egyptian state to deal with files such as land, water and the management of national wealth, especially its human resources. This all is a result of incorrect policies that place the responsibility on our armed forces alone, without sensible policies that allow the state civilian sector to carry out its roles fully with the armed forces.
And for more on this, we're now joined by CGTN's Yasser Hakim in Cairo. Yasser, it seems, of course, now that the election season has begun in earnest. Is the incumbent president, El-Sisi, likely to face a strong challenge in his re-election bid?
Well, he's still considered a hero for his role in ousting the outlawed Muslim Brotherhood and restoring security and stability to the country. Obviously, he's embarked and launched a lot of mega projects such as the new Suez Canal project, the roads, the 1 million Feddan agriculture project, and the new capital that have been received very positively from the people, as well as his role in counter-terrorism. So at the moment, he is widely expected to be leading the candidates for the next elections.
And of course, we know now that former Armed Forces Chief of Staff Sami Anan has declared his interest in this election. Just tell us about some of these other candidates that will be going head-to-head with the president.
Well, apart from Sami Anan, who's considered most probably the highest challenger to the Egyptian president, being a former army general as well and chief of staff. The others are basically two have confirmed so far. Khalid Ali, he's a 45-year-old lawyer and a member of a rights group, and he already ran for the office in 2012, and he came 7th from 13 candidates who ran for the elections back then. But he has a problem, is that he has a court case for indecent public indecency, for indecent gestures in the streets, publicly and in the media. And there's a verdict in next month, end of next month. If it's against him, then he will be forced to stand down from the elections. The other is Murtada Mansour, who is a president of a football club, Zamalek Football Club, a prominent club in the Arab world, and he's a lawyer as well. Those two have also confirmed they will be running for the post. However, Anan is mainly seen as the more competitive, if you can say, candidate of the three.
And Yasser, what issues are likely to dominate the election campaigns?
Well, I guess it's going to be two main issues that will head the campaigns of all the candidates. First of all, economy, how to recover the economic stability in Egypt and rebuild the economy. Obviously, the candidates will be criticizing the economic reforms by the Egyptian president. Obviously, these reforms have led to some burden on the limited earning Egyptians, especially with the devaluation of the Egyptian pound and the inflation. And I think this issue will be put on the front of the campaigns by the candidates, as the Egyptian president has been saying that these austerity measures are something that you cannot deny in order to try to rebuild the economy. The other issue is counter-terrorism. They will be discussing or criticizing the terrorist attacks that has been taking place in Egypt, and that terrorism, in spite of the crackdown in the last 3 years, has not been fully eradicated. Obviously, the Egyptian president will be countering this, saying that it has the terrorist attacks have been reduced a lot in the last year and a half, and that it takes time to counter terrorism completely or to eradicate terrorism. So two main logos for all would probably be economic recovery and fighting terrorism in the country.
Well, thank you so much, Yasser Hakim, joining us there from Cairo.